The systems you have been sold weren't actually systems at all, and that's exactly why they broke. I'm an engineer. In engineering, if a process only works under perfect conditions, it's a bad design. Yet, that's exactly how most weight loss plans are built. They give you a fixed list, and when life gets harder, the list doesn't change. Those are actually rules, not systems. In an actual system, when life gets harder, the system tells you where to shift your effort so you keep seeing results. That's when weight loss stops feeling like a full-time job. Clients like Eric, who lost weight with so little friction that he genuinely didn't know what to do with the time he used to spend thinking about food. In this video, I'll show you the 2-loop weight loss system, so you can just copy it and get guidance specific to you. That means losing weight while still enjoying eating, socials, vacations, and maintaining weight through stressful weeks. The first loop is the balancing loop. Nearly all weight loss plans are missing this loop. Because let's say you did your weight loss plan to a T, and yet when you check in, you see you have not lost any weight. The usual advice is to make your nutrition stricter and your exercise more. But then when you do that, your hunger and cravings shoot up. Your body loves stability, so if the changes were drastic, it freaks out and slows down your metabolism. Now suddenly, you put in more and more effort for less and less results. So improving one process inside the system can actually make the whole system worse. Now, look what happens when we add a balancing loop. Its entire job is to stop overcorrection. That is, preventing metabolism from plummeting and hunger and cravings from going berserk. It starts with not asking, are we on track? But are we on track over the past 3 weeks? The past 3 weeks is important because weight loss is non-linear. Making decisions on your daily or even weekly weight loss is what causes overcorrection. We see a spike and panic at hit or slash portions. So the system filters out the noise by waiting until you have the complete picture. Now, how do you run this loop? Well, let's say you did your plan to a T and weight loss doesn't happen. As per the system, we look at that as feedback in 3 categories. First is your size. Even if you didn't lose weight, did you lose fat? If yes, you're on track for the past 3 weeks, so no changes. After this video, you can use my body fat tracker linked in the description below to know if your weight loss was fat loss. If you didn't lose fat, did your waist and hip measurements change in the opposite direction? If yes, you're bloated and we can disregard this week's check-in and we need to wait for the next week's check-in. If you're not bloated, then is this your body's rhythm for losing fat? Like here's a client whose body likes to have 2 big fat loss weeks followed by 1 week of slight regain, rinse and repeat. Look at your historical trend, and if it is normal for you to be stalling after your previous weeks, then wait and see if the trend repeats in coming weeks. These 3 checks alone prevent most people from overcorrecting and sabotaging themselves. But what about the case where the answer is no to being on track for the past 3 weeks? Then we look at your actions. Did you actually hit the targets for the week? If no, we look at what stopped you from hitting your target earliest in the week, because typically the first wobble is what causes the avalanche. Then we decide on one mitigation for it in the coming week and remove all other changes you were working on. This means your experiment for the week is always 1 target and 1 mitigation. We always replace, not add, to avoid overcorrection. For example, you didn't hit your target because you overate the last few days. Why? Because Tuesday you overate at dinner and felt like the week was lost. Why did you overeat at dinner? Because you skipped your afternoon protein snack, so were ravenous by dinner. Why? Because you were tempted by the donut someone brought to office, and your drink water with any junk or sweet I eat didn't stop how much you ate. So your experiment for the next week is not try harder to eat less, but one surgically sharp mitigation. Eat your mid-afternoon protein snack first. Then, if you want the donut, go for it. This replaces your previous action of drink water with junk or sweet, as that didn't work. Each week as you loop through this, you either get desirable results, win, or you get undesirable results, which gives you data on how to fine-tune toward causing desirable results, win. But what about disturbances? Stress, travel, life interfering with your plans. In a standard rules-based approach, a disturbance is a crash. You have a stressful week, you eat for convenience, you miss your workouts. The only way out is try harder next week. These plans are fragile. They only work when life and results cooperate. In this system, disturbances are expected. We account for them in the 1 to 2 changes we pick for next week. Think of it like when your phone battery is low. The phone doesn't just shut off. It downshifts into power saving mode. Similarly, the system automatically shifts goals based on your week's load. One is a normal week. The goal here is to lose fat, and you run the same 1 to 2 experimental changes we discussed. But if it's a hard week, your goal switches to maintenance. And the thing you pick to do is one thing that takes at most 5 minutes a day. For some, this is the point and call method of saying out loud, I'm eating food out of hunger or craving. For others, it is continuing to have a palm-sized protein every meal, even if all other habits are on pause. How you pick this stays the same. Identify the earliest wobble to overeating and just pick one habit that'll reduce the wobble. And this is where the second reinforcing loop appears. Every time you navigate a hard week while maintaining, you collect evidence that rewrites your mental scripts. You stop seeing yourself as someone who always quits when things get hard and start seeing yourself as someone who can stay the course no matter what. This confidence is your buffer. Success in a hard week builds mental strength. Mental strength makes the next disturbance feel smaller. Smaller disturbances allow you to stay in normal mode longer. Unlike the fragility of other programs which break under disturbances, this system is anti-fragile. It gets stronger with every disturbance and undesirable result. Eventually, like Eric, the system is so well calibrated to your life that maintaining your weight takes near zero conscious effort. You aren't dieting anymore. You're just living your life while weight loss and health happens as a byproduct. But how do you decide which one or two specific changes to make each week so that you aren't just guessing and wasting another month? You can do it in two ways. One, if you want my help, narrowing in on the highest leverage changes so you reach your goal faster with fewer wrong turns, you can learn more about my weight loss program in the description and pinned comment below. Or if you want to DIY it, then this video shows how you use it week to week. I break down how I personally analyze feedback and decide which habit change is actually worth touching. I call it the boring system because it makes weight loss stop being the main event in your life and starts happening quietly in the background. So you don't want to miss the complete step-by-step breakdown here. And always remember, you can do it.